Today's Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show. Got a great show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind. You're too kind. Hey, everybody. I'm Tom Seibert. I'm your host for the Elevator Radio Show. Good to have you here, where we are bringing you the latest in elevator, escalator, moving walkway news that I found online. Pretty exciting stuff. Yeah. Hey, happy April. This is April 1st. So if you see some crazy news stories, as you might see in today's program, or if somebody's trying to play a practical joke with you, like putting tea inside of the coffee machine or, the coffee maker, et cetera, it's April 1st. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, so be careful out there, be on your toes, and make sure you are not being taken as a fool. How about that? Anyway, good to be here this Wednesday morning where, man, it's a busy week. A lot of stuff going on this week and next week and the week after, actually, in terms of work and industry stuff and local Chicago stuff. Just lots of stuff going on, which is always good. Makes those weeks go by fast. On top of that, my oldest son, who's who's a sophomore, is started his volleyball season. So really, that in itself is going to be the next 2 months are going to be very busy for us. And we're not one of those families that have our kids doing a billion things at one time. Not that that's a bad thing, but just it has made it quite easier for us, moving forward up until this point, which is totally fine. So anyway, just busy stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. Greatly appreciated. And if you find a news article worthy of sharing, please just let somebody know you've heard it here on the radio show and appreciate that. Anyway, we'll get right into the news next. We'll have you out of here pretty quick. I have a couple articles that are worthy of sharing, maybe 2, maybe 3. And as always, be safe out there. So we'll get right up into the news next. Please send your email comments, elevatorradioshow@gmail.com.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, first news article of the story goes right hand in hand with April 1st. If many of you remember or have been listening to the program for the last 2 years or more, C.J. Anderson launched a fake Payavator type of credit card processing terminal service that was supposed to be used, basically for people who used an elevator. So the idea or the premise being, if you lived or you worked in a building that was higher up in the floors, you'd have to pay more, swipe your credit card, be able to use the credit card processing services. And when this was actually sent out into the interweb and also on PR, press releases across the country, it actually gained quite a bit of traction. And even today, we get some really funny people asking or finding this link and going, hey, is this for, I want pricing on your Payavator, and it doesn't happen here in the United States, but it does happen overseas in other countries. So will you see a day that has, pay-per elevator service in it? Yeah, probably. It won't be here in the United States. That is a definite violation of accessibility, the ADA Act, and you're not going to see that anytime soon. However, in fighting our country's increasing issues with obesity and supersizing, 100-calorie lunches at your local fast food stops, maybe perhaps this might be something that does, catch on, but I don't think so. Anyway, it was pretty funny, and I linked up the link that Elevator World Unplugged had posted back in 2012. If you scroll down further, you actually see the Sound Crazy idea where it's linked back to. So, and that's a hidden link, so if anybody finds it is an April Fool's joke, so no hate emails, no potential attorneys contacting me. Just know it's a joke. It's a joke. So anyway, if you haven't already done so, or if you are in need of educational credits here in the central Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Iowa, anywhere in the Midwest, NASA International is going to be holding their central spring workshop April 10th and 11th for $120. It's a 2-day seminar. You can't beat the price. They've got some good presenters, Joan Donnelly. You've got Dick Gregory, John Rarick, a couple of others in there. So links are in the website there. I think it's also on the CEA website as well. So if you are in need of continuing your education credits, either for QEI or CET, whatever, go to the seminar because it's a great way to do it, and the price you just simply can't beat. Okay, next news article or blog post that I found, MagicValley.com, has an article regarding this dilapidated type basket elevator system. Well, no, it's actually not a basket. It's an elevator system. Looks unsafe as hell. But it's just one of those deals where back in the olden days, to get up and down a mountain, this lift cage took children up and down to go to the school bus, I believe. But kind of scary. I hope they take this down completely because I can see this thing hurting or being used when it is not in any shape to be used. Man, kind of crazy. Can you imagine being a kid and traveling across this canyon in this rusted out chicken wire cage device? Kind of neat article, neat to reminisce. But at the same time, this is why we have elevator safety codes in place. So remember that. Okay, subway escalators down for 3 weeks. And this is coming from the Times of India. 2 escalators that give passengers using the subway access to platforms. 1 of 4 have not been functioning for more than 3 weeks. As a result, passengers have to haul their luggage up and down the steps of a stalled escalator or walk further to take the old staircase. What about an elevator? Where's the elevator at? Now, I'd like to see other countries taking those steps to ensure that transit and anywhere where people need to get up and down vertically have an option for an elevator, so that when escalators are not being used, and honestly, they shouldn't be taking luggage on escalators even if they're not working. And some actually locations consider an unworking elevator is not necessarily. Some people just say, "Oh, we'll just use them as stairs." Well, they're in some cases they're supposed to be taken out of service with barriers put up. So yeah. Anyway, link is in the show notes. You want to read more about that. Okay, if you're like me and you kind of struggle to find time to work out, Pop Sugar has a interesting image here with the woman jumping. Anyway, but the point of this article is that this blogger hates to run. She's tried every fitness class that her city offers, and living in one of the fittest cities in the country means she has a lot of options. At-home workouts aren't always good, but if you change your general, routines, like instead of taking the elevator, using the stairs, those all do add up in terms of burning calories and keeping you fit. Also, your food choices are important. So just a good article that if you're like me and kind of struggle with trying to find workout time or make that happen, look at ways to maximize your activity so that you're not becoming sedentary. Okay, Diesel Deucey's got a 1970s Montgomery hydraulic elevator video. I encourage you to check out. I'm not going to click on it because there's some embedded ads, which is totally fine. I just don't want to blare your ears off. If you're interested in the elevator and escalator market in Japan between 2014 and 2018, it's both past and future. News Wire or Research and Markets has a press release indicating that there is a report out. Apparently, elevator and escalator market in Japan is to grow at about 4.73% over the period of 2013 to 2018, which I guess is good. But interesting insight in this as well. If you want to buy the report for some amount that is probably much, much more than I would like to pay for a report, go over in the link and you can do so online. Next news article, Japan again in the news. Apparently, the japantimes.co.jp has an article indicating that in Osaka mines the national-wide escalator gap and considers shifting left. I don't understand how you can do this, but apparently Osaka metropolitan government is considering an ordinance that would compel people in the country's second largest city to stand on the left side of the escalators and use the right when passing others. Boy, if this is all you really have to worry about in Japan, you guys are lucky. So anyway, apparently the ordinance is implemented. Those found standing on the right side would receive a verbal warning. After December 1st, violators could face fines of 1,000 yen, I think. Is that right? Maybe not. Anyway, gosh, do we really need to get up to the next level that quick, or is it that important? Come on, people. And Japan, I know you guys, move pretty quick over there, but why don't we slow it down a little bit? Yeah, how about that? Anyway. Okay. Next news article, real sad tragedy that occurred in Cincinnati. Firefighter dies after falling down elevator shaft. What's even more concerning than this, Cincinnati.com reporting that apparently city inspectors, and let me see if I can play this thing without an ad pre-rolling here. Bear with me. Just hold your ears. Okay, yeah. Well, what's more, I guess, scary is the indication that the elevator had been written up on previous inspections. But again, here, let's see if we can unmute this as we play the article. Okay.
You are standing in the station where firefighter Gordon spent almost 25 years of his career. What we do is extremely dangerous. We're very good at what we do, but every time we go out on a fire, we put our lives at risk.
You bet that's right.
As you know, we're a family. We do training, we eat, we discuss the topics and solve the problems of the worlds in the kitchen, around the kitchen table. I would see him when I'd come down, my office is right upstairs, and my car's parked right next to the rescue. And many times I came down and he was giving school. And he'd be sitting on a bucket giving school to someone learning how to become a rescue tech. And he was just a vibrant person. I've heard him described as a big teddy bear, and that's it. If you wanted to describe him, that's who he was. He was exceptional at his job and loved doing it. Here he was with 30 years on, he's on a heavy rescue. So that shows you, he didn't say, well, I'm going to go in retirement mode now and wait for, no, I'm going to fight fires up until the day I retire.
Daryl Gordon, we salute you. We thank you for your service, and obviously this is a tragedy that we hope doesn't happen anytime soon for anybody. So 3 investigations are going on at this time: what caused the fire, an internal review of how the fire was handled, and a federal investigation by the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health as to kind of what happened. But apparently an elevator safety expert told the Inquirer on Thursday the door to the elevator should not have been open, or would have been extremely difficult to open without the elevator car being on the 4th floor where Gordon entered the elevator shaft. The elevator car was located on the 2nd floor, and Gordon was found wedged between the elevator car and the wall. It's awful. So anyway, just a tragedy. And yes, the work that we all do, whether we're working on equipment, whether we're fighting fires or whatever, is dangerous work. So make sure safety is number one. We will probably learn more about this article or this accident as time progresses. It's going to take a little bit of time, obviously. Occupational safety and health will definitely have something to post, and I'm sure firefighter engineering or fireengineering.com will post what they find so that future accidents can be prevented. But yeah, terrible tragedy, and obviously we, all of us from the elevator community, have our hats and our thoughts and our prayers that go out to the family. Terrible. Okay, Amtrak, Wall Street Journal. Again, I don't know why they're posting this. I can't read this because I don't have an online subscription to the Wall Street Journal. But the first sentence just has me just scratching my head. Amtrak makes down escalator at Penn Station go up, and then basically the article is at New York Penn Station. It turns out what goes down can also go up. Yeah, if Wall Street Journal or Andrew Tangle, you're realizing that escalators can go up and down. yeah, that's a good thing to have realized. And thank you for making the world know that, I guess, through your article in the Wall Street Journal. And maybe there's more to it than that. But anyway. Okay, the LowellSun.com has an article, Elevator Fire Evacuates UMass Lowell Inn at Conference Center. Small fire in the ceiling of the elevator. Oh, pop-up ads. In the downtown center, Lowell on Monday through, downtown Lowell on Monday, though damage from the blaze ended up being minimal. Kind of scary. You kind of wonder what started that on top of the car, whether it was what it was, to be honest with you. But residents were allowed back in shortly after firefighters gave the okay to do so. Okay, the Pop Frolinger Joe Marchese, the 41st Annual Memorial Invitational Golf Outing, is going to be held Monday, June 15th, rain or shine. This is a benefit to basically not only assist the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation, but honor those in the industry that have made such a large difference and contribution. This year's honoree is Mike Morrow. So, Mike, congratulations. I hope everybody has a great time during this event. The website is actually popjoe.com, and I encourage everybody to attend, to enjoy, and to participate if you're able to. Okay, the Chicago Elevator Association meeting is tomorrow, April 2nd. If you are signed up to attend, or if you are not, please RSVP as of today. If you're listening to the program, April 1st, public speaker, or the speaker is going to be Draka. And just as a note, May 14th, the special event of Night at the Races, the registration is online. So I encourage you to sign up for that, sponsor it, make a difference in what the CEA is trying to do moving forward. Okay, be careful riding elevators in other countries. This is my public awareness message for you. ArmeniaNow.com page is not found, but the gist of this article is the fact that serious safety issues have been found in how elevator equipment is maintained or in in that area. So, just be real careful if any of you are traveling on spring break next week or this week and you're listening to the show, that you are careful, you're in other countries, that you may not think the elevator safety is up to code or whatnot, or, some of those elevators are in areas are real small on top of it. So just be careful out there and be aware, and stairs might be a better choice depending on where you're at. NewYorkPost.com, page 6, has an article noting that Martha Stewart was stalled in an elevator at Living headquarters for a little bit.
Boss, you in here?
Oh, boy, I'm not going to scroll down. But anyway, you get the gist of that, and she was okay. Thank goodness she did what she was supposed to do, stay in the elevator, ring the alarm bell, and the ADA phone. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Okay, important note from the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation regarding the 2015 fundraising campaign. I want to thank all the donors that have contributed already. And just note that the foundation is more than $30,000 closer to getting the Safety Rider campaign effort, moving. So, goal will be to raise another $45,000, and we'll have more information on that as we move forward. So, so that's pretty good stuff right there. Exciting news from Elevator World. Elevator World Turkey announces the launching in May 2015. I can't read Turkish, but encourage all of you to do that. I'm sure Google has a translator, but pretty exciting for Elevator World. Congratulations on your move into that marketplace. Elevator World Unplugged, Elevator Women. Great blog post by Hano, talking about the different inventors and women in the elevator industry that really made a difference. And I've got to tell you, I'm in admiration of the women in our industry and what they've contributed. It's not an easy industry to work in if you're a woman. And for those out there, in addition to those mentioned in this blog post, hats off to you. I mean, really, I admire what all of you have done in our industry when it has been such a male-dominated one. And after reading some of the comments on like the Facebook vertical transportation website or whatever, you know what? It's still a male-dominated industry with lots of machoism and crap like that. So you've come a long way. You've made it a really great impact, and keep it up. So you have an admirer. I am an admirer of all of you. And the last news article of the show is actually a video by Diesel Doozy unboxing one of his latest and coolest elevator push-button stations. Pretty cool, unique. Encourage you to check it out when you get a chance. Anyway, well, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. That was record time, and I'm sorry for basically blurring through everything, but the reality is that got a busy day. It's 5 o'clock here, a.m. Central Standard Time. I've got a ton of work to do. I've got a meeting to get to. NEI is holding their Chicago meeting, or their meeting, I should say, in Chicago. So I'm looking forward to getting over to that. Hopefully, those of you that are attending the Chicago Elevator Association meeting tomorrow night, which I'll be at, it'll be good to see you. It's going to be in Schiller Park, so not too far from the western suburbs. And as always, if you got a news article or a news item you'd like me to cover, please let me know. Send your email comments, elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. And remember, be safe out there. And make sure that you get home to your family each and every night. That's your number one priority, no matter how hard somebody's pushing you to get a job done. Remember that, okay? All right, everybody, take care. We will talk to you next Wednesday. Happy April, and thanks, spring. Bye-bye.